Alex, first of all, let's start with the few days you had away at Loughborough. How did it all go for you?
Yeah, it went great, Graham. Everything that we intended to achieve from the trip, we managed to. It was as much for the benefit of the off-the-field cohesiveness that we wanted to try and integrate into the squad as much as anything on the field. We've obviously had lots of football over the last few weeks on the pitch to try and obviously bring together a structure and a framework, but that stuff off the pitch you can only really get when you spend time with each other 24/7. So it ticked the boxes. We had some good team bonding moments at night, and they had a good trip out as well on the final day, on the Tuesday leading into the game on Wednesday. So we managed to fit in plenty of training, as I say, some trips outside the confines of the hotel, and also we had the game on the final day, which was a real challenge as well.
Yeah, we'll just talk a little bit briefly about that one, because many people wouldn't know the Belgian side, Lommel, but it was interesting. Well, Steve Ball was the manager, and I think they've got an attachment to Manchester City. Did it surprise you what sort of opposition you came up against?
It did a bit, but they're part of the City group, aren't they? And they've spent millions and millions on players apparently, so it was arguably the toughest pre-season friendly that we were going to face on paper. They were outstanding, and it was a real test for us defensively. We fielded 2 different 11s, had a lot of players missing still through injury and illness, which didn't help, but obviously you have to just suck these things up and get on with it. So it was a real challenge, and we got plenty out of it. Needed to have done better with the ball on occasions, but as I say, it gave us different challenges that we're going to face against Rotherham this coming weekend.
Well, you're probably just over the week away then. You mentioned Rotherham to come, but still just a week away from the big kick-off. How do you think you are? Are you happy where you are?
Yeah, we're happy where we are in terms of the work that we managed to put into the players. We would have liked to have had far more consistency in terms of bodies out on the training pitch every week, as I've discussed in previous interviews. That's just not been the case. We've had a lot of injuries to contend with, but minor injuries rather than anything major, and it just disrupts the flow of what you want to try and do. What we have managed to do is get everybody in the building involved in the stuff that you can't do out in the grass in the video room, so everybody's completely clear on how we're going to play with and without the ball. It's just that we haven't been able to, with some players, practice that out on the pitch, but we've had some really tough friendlies, a good friendly programme that we've been pleased with. The trip the other day obviously just provided a different slant on pre-season, so yeah, we're happy where we are, and we've got another week to go to build on what we've done so far.
And for that game against Rotherham, hopefully you'll get 1 or 2 of the lads back who haven't been able to get much to game time, and the fans will get a chance to have a look at them. Yeah,
that's right. Other than 1 or 2, they'll all play tomorrow that would be available against Rochdale. There'll still be 1 or 2 who won't play tomorrow that we're very hopeful will be up for selection against Rochdale, whether that would be for 90 minutes or to get 20-25 minutes as the game goes on. So we'll certainly have a team that we are pleased to field in that first game and ready to hit the ground running.
I think we can keep it under wraps, and you've been dealing with clubs to try and get players in, but Lackland Brook is more or less signed, sealed and delivered for you. Talk us through about that one.
Yeah, that'll be done today. Obviously, as many people know now, he came and trained last Friday, played on the Saturday against West Brom. Wasn't able to showcase obviously what he can do with the ball up in the final third, because it wasn't the type of game where we were up there very often to do that. Trained with us and played for us across the 3-day training camp at Loughborough and did really well. He's a great character and personality, and what he does provide us in that wide area is a different type of threat to what we've already got in those areas. We've got lots of powerful inside forwards, if you like, who can play as those wide attackers, who've got strength running in behind. He's different. He's able to come off the lines to receive the ball. He can jink and dodge and cut in on his left foot to create. So he's more of a creative force rather than a pure power force, if you like. And you're going to need a bit of everything up in that top end of the pitch if you're going to succeed in, across a full season.
I think that makes it about 6 signings when that's done. Of course, your goalkeeper is more or less on the way as well in the next few days. Again, I suppose you're still hoping, even though you've still got another month as well to go in the transfer window, to still do a bit more business. You still probably want some more extra bodies.
Yeah, that was 7 with the goalkeeper, as you say. We're hopeful we could get another one done in an area of the pitch that we think that we need a bit more depth. Whatever we do, it'll be more to add depth rather than quality. We're pleased with what we've got in terms of the starting 11 when we can field, a full quota. But across the course of a long season, when you add in cup games as well, you've got to contend with 55 plus games. So we're acutely aware that we need some more depth before we get to the end of that transfer window.
And with it being just that 1 week away from the big kick-off, are you expected to be a bit more full-on friendly, both managers will be looking to see what players are going to really push for them shirts next week.
Yeah, when it's your last friendly, the Saturday before the start of the season, it's so important that you get out of it everything that you need to get out of it, because it's your last chance. So we'll certainly be ramping up the intensity of everything that we do in this friendly. We want to have more of the ball in this game that we perhaps had against West Brom and certainly Lommel, so that we can obviously practice those patterns and those movements in the final third, whilst also having a good structure and shape and framework defensively, which we've had throughout the whole pre-season so far. Certainly against Barnsley and West Brom, we didn't pass up too many opportunities at all, and that's the way we want to defend, because if we defend in that manner, we're going to keep more clean sheets than not, and we've always then got the opportunity to score plenty of goals at the top end of the pitch, because we've got plenty of different types of threats.